going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel tonight for the official review and results of WWE No Mercy 2016. This is Smackdown Live's second brand exclusive pay-per-view, man. Thank you guys so much. If you do enjoy the content, obviously you guys know what to do. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. And if you enjoy the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up and leave me a comment down below letting me know what you guys thought of tonight's show. No Mercy, live from Sacramento, California. Now, going into this show, there were a few things going on, man. Obviously, with Becky Lynch, that was reported earlier in the day. I did make a video on it, giving you guys my opinion on the topic. She was taken off the card, so we were without one of the marquee matches that WWE built up in previous weeks. We did not have a women's championship match. Alexa Bliss was left without an opponent. It was an apparent career-threatening injury, but then Dave Meltzer came out and stated today in another update that it's not career-threatening at all. It's not that big of a deal. It is not serious. Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss will have their match for the women's championship when SmackDown tours Europe. I believe, for the week of November 7th, I believe. November 7th or 8th, I believe, is the date that they mentioned. So, Alexa Bliss is getting her championship match. It is not happening tonight at No Mercy. Unfortunate, because I know a lot of people were excited about this match, me included. We don't need to see another injury on the main roster. Far too many people going out with injuries, and it sucks because Becky Lynch just won the women's championship, and we didn't want to end up having the same situation with Becky like we seen with Finn Balor, where she had to pretty much relinquish the title, and WWE would scramble to find a new champion in the interim until she comes back. So I'm glad that it's not serious. Meltzer claiming that it's not serious, so we will wait. Hopefully we will see her on SmackDown Live, and we will get some type of resolution for that. But they did not do any injury angle like they did Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. They just came out with it, say it. Bryan and Shane McMahon said, listen, she's hurt. Things happen. It is what it is. And Alexa Bliss will have an opponent, which obviously was Naomi. They named Naomi her opponent in a non-title women's stipulation or whatever it was. It was just a regular women's match. So that's going on with that. The other thing that I want to talk about is the rumor going around that Eva Marie was going to be Sister Abigail, or unveiled as Sister Abigail tonight, and come out during the Bray Wyatt-Randy Orton match. I am glad these rumors are not true, because Eva Marie sucks, and I don't want to see her in a role in which I know she would not be good at, man. You're not going to find a Sister Abigail and have her be portrayed by Eva Marie, man. Eva Marie is glam. Eva Marie is Hollywood. Eva Marie is fake tits and ass and a fucking bimbo. That's Eva Marie's character, man. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing in the ring. You're gonna have this woman act as a demonic presence like Sister Abigail? No. If WWE wants to get creative with this, which I don't think they will, because in a day and age where people really aren't all keen on theatrics and the Undertaker-esque promos and the lighting and the fucking, you know, whatever else that they were doing back in the Attitude Era with the Undertaker and Kane and the burials and all this other fucking ghastly and ghoul shit. We don't need to see that in 2016, man. It's not really believable, especially when WWE is trying to aim towards a more realistic product. With Bray Wyatt, it might work. With the right person, it might work. And the one person that I've always had in mind for that is Victoria, man. You gotta go out and get somebody who you know is gonna play the role, that looks the role, that's more mature than Eva Marie, that can play the part, that looks the part, you know? And it could work. It could work. I watched Adam from What Culture's video about how WWE should book Sister Abigail. He's got the right idea. He's got the right direction. Will WWE do something like that? Will they put a lot of stock? Will they invest a lot of their time into building up Bray Wyatt like he portrayed? I doubt it. I doubt it. You know, people want to say, you know, I like Bray Wyatt. I'm excited for Bray Wyatt. I think Bray Wyatt deserves more. But when you watch a Bray Wyatt match, I don't see a lot of people fucking jumping out of their seats, man. I really don't. Yeah, the character's great. The guy's great with a microphone. He's got a great character. But when he's in the ring, WWE doesn't give us anything to cheer for or anything to, go against. It's just whatever. It's blah, It's not exciting. And that's what was portrayed tonight with Randy Orton. So WWE has a lot of thinking to do, especially with something like that, because Sister Abigail's been mentioned several times, and we've seen that on the go-home show for SmackDown. Bray Wyatt was taken from that steel prison he was entrapped in, and Sister Abigail took him away. Who the fuck can Sister Abigail be? Paige could have been another one, but Paige is going to be out year plus with injury, She's not really on the best of terms with WWE. WWE really wants to do this. They need the right person, and they got to sit down and say, you know what, we're going to go full steam ahead with this, and we're going to give Bray Wyatt something concrete to work with, which will be the first time ever, because the guy seemingly goes out there and loses every match that he's given. And tonight was something different, but again, it wasn't clean. He always has help. There's always something there to assist Bray Wyatt with the win. He never gets it on his own. We'll talk about that in a second. The other big thing that went into tonight's show was the fact that WWE made this monumental announcement that the WWE Championship was going to be defended, not in the main event slot, but at the start of the show. As soon as 8 o'clock comes, you're going to see a WWE Championship match. They flipped the roles. So the WWE Championship is going to open No Mercy tonight on the network. Now, I took to Twitter and I simply stated, I didn't say I hated it. I didn't say, listen, I'm completely against this. I didn't rant, bitch, moan, complain, rave. I didn't do none of that. I did no such thing. But I will say this. I am of the old school ideology, man. I really am. If WWE, and there's a few things that I was thinking about, even when this announcement was made, even before the pay-per-view even started. Is WWE making the right decision? Obviously, there are positives. Obviously, there are negatives, okay? One of the overwhelming positives is, yes, there is a debate. Yes, there is a presidential debate that is more fixed than anything in professional wrestling, man. If you believe anything during that presidential debate between Clinton and fucking Trump, you are a grade A plus fucking goon, man. That is more scripted than a Roman Reigns United States Championship victory against Rusev, man. Give me a break. Give me a break. They might as well fucking be on Monday Night Raw. That's how fucking bogus it is. But WWE was going up against the debate. They figured, you know what? With the debate pretty much gaining steam as the fucking event goes on, we want people to watch the most important thing on our program first. I understand that. But I'm thinking, you know what? WWE really doesn't give a shit about pay-per-view buys anymore. They don't. They're a network. They're an on-demand service. You can go back and watch No Mercy anytime you want. Any day you want. Whenever you want. So the people who wanted to watch the debate could always go back and watch No Mercy. So, moving it from the main event spot where it should be to the opening of the show really didn't make any sense to me. Now, like I said before, I am of the old ideology where the WWE Championship is the most prestigious title, not only in WWE, but in the wrestling industry. People come to WWE with dreams of winning that and headlining WrestleMania. I mean, it's talked about every fucking year. And it's not stated just because, WWE wants to sound cool or sound like the place to be. This is what everybody in this profession strives for. And if you're not having the WWE Championship to close the show with someone like Cena and Styles, and then you got Ambrose, all engulfed in a triple threat match, to me that disrespects the title. To me, it disrespects the title. Not only the title, but it disrespects what these guys have worked so hard for. Now, obviously, I didn't bitch, I didn't complain, I didn't moan about this decision. Obviously, there were positives about it. They came out, they literally stole the show right from the get-go. 35 minutes of fucking great action. It was the match of the night, if you asked me. Now, some of you might disagree with me. JD, what about Dolph Ziggler and The Miz? We'll talk about that. This was realistically a two-match show. And the WWE Championship should have main evented. Now, having this match go on first, How could anybody follow what they did? That's another thing you have to take into consideration. How are you going to follow what AJ Styles does on any given night? Never mind tonight. On any given night. If you're going to have AJ Styles to open your show, you better damn well have a fucking plan to keep people's interest throughout the show. Because there's no one in any promotion on any given night, if AJ Styles is defending the WWE title, the hardcore title, the $1 million title, whatever title you want to put on this guy, there's no way anybody on that roster, in that entire company, is going to follow AJ Styles. That was another thing I was concerned about. And that alone, that fact alone, kind of reared its ugly head as the show went on. The crowd was on fire for that entire match. Obviously, when the show went on, and we seen Corbin versus Swagger, and Bella versus Carmella, and we seen Alexa Bliss versus Naomi, things got a little boring. Things got a little stale. And you can't blame them at all. You can't blame them for sitting on their hands and being quiet, because 35 minutes of AJ Styles, John Cena, and Dean Ambrose would take a lot out of any fucking crowd in any arena in any city. Because the match had meaning. The match was for the biggest prize in the fucking industry. So that was another negative about that. Were they going to be able to keep the crowd's momentum? No. Now, the other thing is, if you're going to do something like that, and you're going to make a decision like a bold decision, and you're going to put the WWE Championship match first, you better damn well have a fucking match that's worthy of closing the show. And WWE, again, in typical WWE fashion, fucked it up. They fucked it up, man. Instead of closing with the other match that this pay-per-view was built around, the Intercontinental Championship, instead of putting that as the main event, what do? We'll put Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, a feud that means nothing to most people, a feud in which many people don't even know why it's happening, a feud in which is booked merely because, you know what, we don't have anything else for these guys. Wyatt, and let me take this fucking pen and throw it at the wall. Lands on Randy Orton. There you go. There's a fucking main event. There's a feud for Randy Orton. Give me a break. Seriously, give me a fucking break. This is what they closed the show with. So you better have a damn good fucking idea about what you want to close the show. If it's not going to be your WWE Championship match, it should have been the second most important title in your company. It should have been the Intercontinental Championship match. For several reasons. Number one, Ziggler is putting his fucking career on the line per storyline. Now, we didn't know going into this if it was true, if he was really leaving, or if this was all part of the plan to build Ziggler up even more and get him some more sympathy from the fans. Obviously, it worked, but we didn't know what was going on going into this match. So, just based on that stipulation alone, if you weren't going to have the world title close the show, that should have been it. The IC title should have been it. Number two, this has been the best feud in all of WWE on the main roster. So why wouldn't you go with that as your closer for No Mercy? The crowd is obviously invested in this just based on the retirement stipulation alone. Why are you going to put Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt to close the show when that match is built off nothing? It makes no sense to me as a logical WWE fan looking, from afar. It doesn't make any sense to me. Number three, why wouldn't you want to put the Intercontinental Championship match in your main event? When was the last time we seen an Intercontinental Championship match close your show? I mean, that would have been fucking history right there. Date back to when that happened. Nobody's going to think off the top of their head immediately when that happened. You got to put some fucking thought into that. I can't even do it right now on the spur of the moment. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but I can't fucking think about it. But that's what I'm saying. WWE fucked everything up just based on that alone. How are you not going to have the Intercontinental Championship match close the show, given the situation, and given the situation that you're opening your pay-per-view tonight with a WWE Championship match? So they fucked up the entire match card and placement of the matches. Makes absolutely no sense. Not taking away anything from both matches, they were the reason why this pay-per-view was a 2 thumbs up show. When you have matches that people legit care about, and you have workers who are going to go in there and work their fucking ass off like all 5 of those men did, obviously it's a thumbs up show. The rest of the show, The rest of the show, You know? But if you have two matches like that are worthy, that are taking the people's interest and moving it up slightly each and every week, which those two feuds did, it's going to be a thumbs up show. But those are the things I was concerned with going into this show, and I hope you guys understand, and hopefully I cleared up some of what you guys wanted me to discuss earlier in the day, in which I did not. Those were my thoughts on everything. Those were my concerns. Now, obviously, the pay-per-view, I enjoyed it. SmackDown is, again, not going to blow you away with anything, man. I'm not sitting here telling you it was the fucking best show of the year. I'm not sitting here telling you that, SmackDown is fucking the end-all, be-all of wrestling shows. No, I'm not saying that at all. Obviously, SmackDown, I just fucking explained for you, for 10 minutes that SmackDown made stupid, irrational, illogical decisions. So, I'm a bigger fan of SmackDown than I am Raw, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to be critical on the decisions SmackDown makes. I'm here to fucking open your eyes and tell you like it is. That's why people watch me. I'm not going to fucking sit here and sugarcoat, SmackDown was so great. SmackDown was awesome, man. No, I'm not going to sit here and do that. That would not be JD. But what SmackDown is doing is showing you, again, like we discussed, they're using everything to the best of their ability. They're using everything, that Monday Night Raw is not. They're taking logic. They're taking superstars, and they're building feuds, and they're making you care about certain aspects of the show, and they have momentum. They are consistent, and that's what SmackDown is doing best. If there was a list, JD's list, of SmackDown and Raw, and what is SmackDown doing better than Monday Night Raw, it's the fact that they're consistent. And Monday Night Raw has not been consistent. In fact, it's gotten progressively worse each and every week, man. I can't sit through Monday Night Raw anymore. I really can. If there was anything else on, which the baseball playoffs are now taking place, I'm going to start switching the fucking channel, man. Normally I don't, and normally I fucking punish myself and sit through Monday Night Raw. I think the next couple weeks up until the World Series and when that concludes, I'm going to start switching the fucking channel, man. I can't do it. I don't switch the channel during SmackDown because I am genuinely invested. I am genuinely interested. It's easier to sit through. SmackDown has been consistent. Their pay-per-views have been consistent. It's a thumbs-up show, man. Crowd was great. They made some illogical booking decisions with the matches and the placement of the matches, but those are small gripes. Those are things that they should not allow to happen. Just put a few thoughts into that and use your brain a little bit, and those things could easily be corrected. But what they're doing in the ring, what they're doing with storylines, what they're doing with their show on a week-to-week basis and leading up to these pay-per-views, SmackDown has had two very, very good brand-exclusive pay-per-views, man, and they're making stars. If Ziggler was on Monday Night Raw, do you think he would be getting this type of reaction and this type of attention? Monday Night Raw fucking sucked the soul out of Dolph Ziggler. They sucked the soul dry from Dolph Ziggler. You think if The Miz was on Monday Night Raw, he'd be getting this type of push and this type of momentum and consistency underneath him? Of course not. The Miz would be hosting Miz TV every fucking week. He wouldn't have a single wrestler match. He'd be wrestling Roman Reigns. He'd be jobbed out in fucking 3 minutes. Less. Ziggler, the same thing. How many fucking matches is he going to have with Jericho and Owens and Zayn? You know? Which I wouldn't mind. Sami Zayn should be on SmackDown. Sami Zayn should be fighting for the Intercontinental Championship. But those are ideas and gripes we'll talk about at another time. But you guys get my point. If those guys were on Monday Night Raw, they wouldn't be half of what they are right now. Being that they're on SmackDown, they're being made into the superstars that we know that they could be. And this is the reason for the draft. This was the reason for the brand extension. Monday Night Raw is not doing that. SmackDown is. Another one of JD's big things on his list. SmackDown is making superstars. SmackDown is making you care about someone previously that you didn't care about, and now they're taking that guy, whoever it might be, in this case it's The Miz and Ziggler, and they're making you fucking care. And how did they do that? Simplistic booking. The Miz is the Intercontinental Champion for 180 days. We know the guy can talk. The guy isn't bad in the ring. You take Dolph Ziggler, who they portrayed as a fucking loser, who can't win the big one. He puts his career on the line. The crowd is ready to fucking unzip their pants tonight in Sacramento. When he won the championship, look at the reaction that he got. It rivaled his fucking world championship. Cash in. Do you see where I'm going with this? SmackDown is consistent. SmackDown is doing everything that the draft needed to be. Everything that was thought about when the draft was conceived. SmackDown is doing that. Monday Night Raw is not. Monday Night Raw is not. And No Mercy, again, another consistent pay-per-view. Another pay-per-view in which I thoroughly enjoyed. It was a 2-match pay-per-view, but the 2 matches delivered on all accounts. So obviously, it's going to end up being a thumbs-up show. Those are my thoughts on No Mercy. Let me go over the card for you guys. Obviously, AJ Styles, John Cena, and Dean Ambrose. This match was fucking great. In fact, it was my favorite match of the night. I'm going to give it the edge over Ziggler and Miz. Ziggler and Miz had the better story. Ziggler and Miz had the better storytelling in the ring. These guys, you know that this is the main event with these guys in it. And I even tweeted out, you look at Monday Night Raw's main event. I mean, it's like fucking amateur hour on Monday Night Raw. So this Finn Balor went down with injury. Amateur hour. You look at these guys, you know they are of great importance to their show. You know that the WWE title is the most important thing in these guys' lives and to that show. And they portrayed that with what they did in the ring. The phenomenal forearm is one of the prettiest moves, if not in the WWE, in all of professional wrestling, man. The way he hits that, Styles does, is absolutely beautiful. The match started off with all of them trying to go for their finishing moves early. They wanted right out of the gate to go for their finishing moves, man. Unbelievable. This was a great triple threat match. Everybody got their moves in. Everybody got time to shine. The storytelling in the ring was great. Dean Ambrose was fucking great tonight, he kicked out of an AA, he kicked out of a Styles Clash. He was on fire tonight, man. So was the commentary team. Mauro Ranallo made this feel like the most important fucking match in all 3 of these guys' lives, man. Unbelievable. John Cena was not winning this match going into it. Everybody was like, well, maybe John Cena's going to win and they have some type of storyline gimmick match at the end of the fucking pay-per-view. Maybe John Cena wins the 16-time championship. No, it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. It makes me wonder what they're going to do now with the way this match ended. But it went nearly 20 minutes. Actually, it went over 20 minutes. 21 minutes and 39 seconds. This was great. Styles, and nobody really mentions this, man. Everybody seems to forget. When you have a triple threat match, there's no rules, man. Anything goes. No DQ, and you could use chairs, you could use weapons, as long as you win the fucking match. People are complaining to me, oh, well, AJ Styles got a cheap victory. No, he didn't. He's playing to the rules of the match. So how is he using cheap tactics to win? Number one, he's a fucking heel. Obviously, he's going to use any method to win the match and retain his championship. He was the only one smart enough to realize that there's no DQ. He was the only one smart enough to realize, you know what? I have a fucking weapon right in front of me. Why am I not using this? What AJ Styles portrayed, more so than John Cena and Dean Ambrose, is that he is the smarter man. That's why he's the champion. You're smart, you're going to win matches. If you don't think and think ahead, obviously you're going to lose. That's the mindset here. And that's what I read and took away from all this. AJ Styles takes a steel chair and wins the match as he bashes, who did he bash over the head with it? I think he hit Cena with the steel chair, and that was it. He blessed Cena with the chair, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, done. Now, before that, gotta give kudos to WWE. They were gonna ruin a good moment. Before we even seen the steel chair, there was a double submission. John Cena had the STF. Ambrose had what looked like to be the calf crusher on AJ Styles. And AJ Styles tapped with both men with the move applied. Obviously, Mike Chioda, the referee, said, you know what? I'm not letting this go, man. I'm not letting this go whatsoever. And he made the match continue because there was no definitive winner. You know, in typical WWE fashion, they would have said, you know what? AJ Styles is eliminated or there's no decision and we're going to have a rematch on SmackDown. No. Now, fuck that. This is a pay-per-view. This is the WWE Championship. There needs to be a winner. So, obviously, AJ taps. It doesn't count. Double submission. Match continues. Dean gets a dirty deeds. AJ Styles on the outside pulls the referee out as he was about to make a 3 count on John Cena after he delivered a brutal dirty deeds. Then the steel chair comes into play. AJ Styles wins. And that was it. 21 minutes and 39 seconds. AJ beats Dean and John Cena retains the title by following the rules. AJ followed the rules of a triple threat. No disqualification. Good job, great match, and I'm glad WWE didn't give us a fuck finish. Nikki Bella versus Carmella. What can I say about it, man? It's a mid-card women's feud. Match lasted 8 minutes. Nikki went into this. I expected her to win it. I didn't think Carmella was going to get a win over WWE's beloved, longest reigning Divas champion of all time. Nikki's been on the receiving end of a lot of Carmella's attacks. So obviously Nikki's going to need some momentum, and she's going to need a victory at least once over Carmella. That's exactly what happened. The Rack Attack 2.0, her new finishing move, renamed, is enough to pin Carmella at 8 minutes. Obviously, Nikki Bella wins. Carmella, I don't know whether I'm watching a fucking porno or I am watching a wrestling match, man. The way she shrieks and screams and fucking is boisterous in the ring, it's like I'm fucking listening to her fucking bang, what's his name? Big Cass. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. Seriously. And the way she moonwalks, man. Seriously. What's with the moonwalking? Do heels moonwalk? I mean, if you want to go to a rave and moonwalk, okay. But if you're a fucking heel character in the women's division of a WWE organization, you don't need to be moonwalking, man. Seriously, moonwalking is more of a, I don't know, it's a face thing to do. It's a babyface thing to do. Cut the moonwalking. You already gave her shit theme music, which we gotta live with because I don't see them changing it. They took the microphone away from her, thank fucking Christ, because that was cringe enough as it is. And now she's moonwalking. So, you know, Carmella's transformation into a decent woman heel on SmackDown Live, yeah, it's almost there. Just take away the moonwalk and I'll be happy. That's just me. I don't know what you guys think about that. Tag Team Championships here. Heath Slater versus Rhino. Heath Slater versus Rhino. No, God forbid. Heath Slater and Rhino versus the Usos. Now, I didn't expect the Usos to win this just yet. Simple booking, man. I mean, Heath Slater and Rhino really haven't had a title defense as of yet. I'm not sure if they fought the Ascension and that was a title match on a recent edition of SmackDown. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. Goes to show you how much I give a fuck about the Ascension right now, or how WWE cares about the Ascension. But I don't believe it was a tag team title match. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But they really haven't had enough time with the belts. They just won them. They won them 3 weeks ago, right? Backlash just happened. So you're going to take the titles off of these guys immediately? And these guys are the hottest thing in the tag team division. Why are you going to take the belts off your hottest team in the division? It wouldn't be right if the Usos won this match. And I was basing it on that fact alone. And normally when I think that way, WWE does the opposite. But I'm glad to see here that Slater and Rhino retained. The Usos, I'm loving the transformation. I'm loving the new theme. I'm loving the new attitude. You guys know about that. They're doing a great job. They have been reinvigorated. They have been recreated to be a heel tag team, and I love it, man. This is something that needed to happen 2 fucking years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, so good on the Usos. But I'm glad to see Rhino and Slater, the tag team champions, man. This was a team that I did not believe in. This is a team that I did not have any interest in, and they slowly won my heart over. And I'm glad to see them succeeding, and they are, you could say that they're the Cinderella team, man. They are fan favorites, and it's going to be a big deal when they lose the championships. And that's what you need to do, man. You need to build up your champions to a point where when they do lose the titles, it's going to be a big fucking deal, and people are going to be upset about it. And the team that's going to do that is the Usos. You know, no doubt in my mind, the Usos will win these titles eventually because American Alpha and the Usos is the tag team match, is the feud that you want for your division to carry yourself into the new year. It's going to happen. But it's going to be a slow burn. You don't need to do it immediately. People are already claiming, oh, the Usos should have won. You know, we got to see American Alpha versus the Usos. Take it easy. Patience. You know? Good things come to those who wait. The Usos have been doing the best work of their fucking career. You know? Look at them now, man. We're actually all interested in the Usos. So why do you want something to happen now and then WWE has nothing for later on? Things will happen as they should be. Usos are going to win the titles. American Alpha is going to feud. American Alpha is going to be on another losing streak to the Usos, man. Eventually, they're going to get some more chop blocks done to them, and the Usos are going to take advantage. And when that moment comes, and when American Alpha has the crowd on their side, and you built up American Alpha as the babyface team with sympathy behind them, then you know it is time. Things will happen. Right now, it's not the time. Good on Slater and Rhino winning here. They retain the tag team titles. Gore to Jey Uso at 10 minutes and 17 seconds. Miz confronts Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. And pretty much the Miz said, Ziggler and Daniel Bryan will have a lot in common after tonight. They'll both be retired. Now, I don't know what's going on here. I honestly thought the Miz was going to win tonight. I really did. We'll talk about that in a second. I thought The Miz was going to win tonight, man. I was even having thoughts that the WWE was going to have The Miz hold the title all the way till WrestleMania. And I thought Daniel Bryan, WWE might not allow it, they might not still allow it, but if Miz was still champion going into WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan could eventually say, you know what, I'm coming out of retirement, I'm winning back my fucking Intercontinental Championship match. That would have been great. That would have been a fucking storyline with close to a year-long build. That would have been phenomenal. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to see, or they're not clamoring to see a Daniel Bryan versus The Miz match. Not really the prototypical match for Daniel Bryan that people want to see when he comes back or out of retirement for one more match. I understand that. But if it's got a good story behind it, and it's for the IC title, why not? The IC title was the last belt that Daniel Bryan relinquished due to injury. To have him come out of retirement and proclaim that he's good enough to wrestle and beat The Miz at WrestleMania and win his title back and shut The Miz up once and for all because nobody else could. The big, bad mouth, fucking wannabe A-list Hollywood star who's just fucking cocky as fuck. A prick to everybody backstage wanting more money for his contract, and he keeps winning these matches by cheating. Daniel Bryan comes out of retirement to shut this guy up once and for all, man. That's got money written all over it. It's got money written all over it, man. That's what I was thinking until we seen the match tonight. But Ziggler and Bryan, we're going to have the same thing in common according to the Miz after tonight. Daniel Bryan and Ziggler were going to both be retired. So, Miz, again, very, very good on the microphone. Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger. I don't know what happened to the crowd during this match. What they did on SmackDown was much better than what we've seen here. 3 minutes in, the crowd started chanting boring. But the match ended with a beautiful end of days, man. The end of days is absolutely a beautiful thing to see. Baron Corbin gets a much-needed victory over Jack Swagger. 7 minutes and 27 seconds. Jack Swagger seen his end of days, Brother Nero. Ha ha ha! Baron Corbin, he's got what it takes, man. He's got what it takes. And I read a tweet by Justin LaBar. And he knows more than I do, obviously. But he said on Twitter that Baron Corbin is one of the rarities in professional wrestling. Not only is he a heel on television, not only is he a dick on television, but he comes off that way and maintains his character wherever he goes, man. That's why he said it's a rarity. Baron Corbin's got a very, very bright future, a very, very promising future. If he can build on the things he needs to work on, Baron Corbin is going to be a major fucking player in the WWE. Intercontinental Championship match, which should have closed the pay-per-view, man. Based on what we've seen so far up until the show, obviously we knew Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton were going to close. I always wondered to myself, why? Why? How are they going to top that to close the show? Normally you start the show hot, you got what's in between, you got another more important match in the middle, and then you got something to close the show. WWE should have closed the show with this match. With what these guys did for us, they should have closed the show. That would have been an absolute epic, fantastic, great moment to close the show, man. Having Ziggler pander to the crowd, win the Intercontinental Championship. As he goes to the back, he maintains his WWE career. We didn't see that. We didn't see that, man. The story that these guys told in the ring was fucking phenomenal, man. And it was clear as day what was going on here. The Miz was doing everything that he could to retire Dolph Ziggler. He was pulling out everything. He even mocked Daniel Bryan's yes kicks. He was pulling out moves I'd never seen The Miz do, man. Fucking springboard power bombs, and he was just all out trying to get the job done. Dolph Ziggler, on the other hand, man, he fought, and it fucking resonated through the television. He fought like this was his last match ever. He was going to do whatever it took to fucking kick out of everything, man, and fight and stay alive. He was not going to be beaten on this night. This might have been, and this is tough to do, man. These two, we know we've seen these matches fucking how many times, man? More than 24 times between these guys. Obviously, this is the most important of the series of matches that they had. And going into something like this where they fought, not only on SmackDown, but they fought at the last pay-per-view. Obviously, this situation helped enhance things. When you have these guys back to back to back to back at consecutive shows and at consecutive pay-per-views, some of the luster is going to wear off. Some of the things you see are going to be rehashed from previous matches. This, honestly, was the best match that these guys put on. because it told a different story than anything, and that's why the retirement situation and the stipulation was so key to making this match important, not only for both men, but for the Intercontinental title. That one stipulation not only made this match more important, it put Ziggler over even more, got the job done on that end, but it also made the Intercontinental Championship match that much more important. It came to a point in this match where there was I believe, a zigzag for a very near fall in my notes. The skull-crushing finale is counted into a roll-up for 2, and Ziggler immediately went to a sleeper, man. All in one fell motion. He went right to a move. He knew what he had to do. Miz gets to the ropes, and he hits a skull-crushing finale, only to have Ziggler have his foot on the rope, okay? Now, before all that, we have Maurice get involved in this match. Her thwarted attempt was failed. It failed. She sprayed him in the eyes with whatever that fucking substance is, mace, cologne, perfume, whatever it is, man. Again, she tried to help her husband win. Ziggler thwarted all that. He overcome all that. That failed, okay? That's when it led to the near fall. He got his foot on the rope. Then we had the Spirit Squad come down. Mikey comes down, and he comes out with, what's his name? Kenny Doan comes down, right? And they get involved in the match. They're distracting the referee. Maurice is on the apron. And Ziggler super kicks Mikey. He super kicks Mikey off the apron. Skull crushing finale gets another 2 count, man. So that's 2 skull crushing finales Dolph Ziggler kicked out of. Miz is fucking pissed. Referee finally ejects everybody from the ring. And right after that happens, the Miz is going fucking crazy. All his plans are falling apart at the seams. A super kick from Ziggler where he did not have a boot on. This was a barefooted super kick right to the jaw. 20 minutes in, Dolph Ziggler beats The Miz. He is your new Intercontinental Champion. They made it seem like a big deal. Mauro Ranallo, fucking unbelievable at what he does. Made this feel like the biggest fucking moment of the year. Absolutely great match. Some of you might choose that match over the AJ Styles triple threat match with Cena and Ambrose. However you look at it, man, these 2 matches made tonight's show. This should have closed No Mercy. Don't know why. Very, very bad call on WWE's behalf. But Dolph Ziggler. Now, this is the most important thing for Dolph Ziggler, and I will say this, and I want you guys to bookmark this video, man. Everybody was fucking pulling their pants down for Ziggler to win this Intercontinental Championship, right? Now, the most important thing for WWE to do here, the most important thing for Ziggler to do here, is maintain momentum. WWE built up Ziggler to this point, and it worked. They gave him the Intercontinental Championship based on this stipulation, and it worked. If you're invested in this guy and you're going to keep him as your Intercontinental Champion for the foreseeable future, you need to have the crowd act like that every single time this guy is in an Intercontinental Championship match, because we know the guy can work. We know the guy can put on a fucking great match. We know he can make that Intercontinental Championship more prestigious, and he can make everybody proud that previously held that title. It's all about momentum. You gotta invest your time into Ziggler now. You can't have him fall fucking 4 steps back after he's taken this huge leap. You can't have it happen. What's going on with The Miz? The Miz has proved that he is a huge commodity on SmackDown. Does he get catapulted to the main event? I don't know. Right now, no matter how great he's been, I cannot see him as a WWE champion again. I just cannot. It's just me. You guys might think otherwise. I just cannot see it. The Miz is great in a mid-card role. He was great for this situation. Anything more than that is pushing the envelope a little bit, if you ask me. So where do they go from here? That's what making SmackDown so great each and every week, man. We're going to find out on Tuesday. Great fucking match. Great story. Happy that Ziggler won. I actually had The Miz in this one, but WWE pulled out a great match, made the right decision. Happy for Ziggler. Great job, WWE, by making the IC title look all that much more important. Alexa Bliss versus Naomi. 5 minutes. Alexa Bliss loses. So your number 1 contender had a championship match against Becky Lynch, who got hurt. So what does WWE do? You know what? We'll put her against Naomi, and we'll have our number 1 contender lose to someone who isn't even title contention. So what does that mean? So are we going to see a triple threat match now? You know, when Alexa Bliss should have got a championship match live on pay-per-view or live on SmackDown. So now we're going to be stuck with a triple threat match, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all, man. The more women in the title scene, the more women that are gaining momentum and feeling more important on SmackDown, all the better, man. But it doesn't make sense if you're going to have your number one contender lose in 5 minutes after she already had proven herself to be a number one contender for the Women's Championship. She loses to someone who's not even in title contention. Not really the most logical decision there on WWE's part. Alexa Bliss versus Naomi. Naomi wins with a botched roll-up at 5 minutes and 1 second. And then obviously we had the main event, which should have been somewhere in the middle of the card for sure. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. Again, WWE fucked up with the match placement. If there's something that you'll take away from this review, the match placement was fucked up. Okay? Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. I don't know about you guys, but this is what you get when you have 2 weeks of intriguing build, and other than that, nothing else. You cannot build, and you cannot get interest in a match based on 2 weeks of fucking build. You cannot do it. I'm sorry. So, I felt bored by this. So did a lot of people. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I know you guys are probably going to be thinking the same thing and saying the same thing. JD, I was bored by this. I was very bored by this. Up until Luke Harper made his return. Randy Orton was about to RKO Bray Wyatt. Luke Harper, lights go out in the ring, standing with a trench coat and his fucking unwashed, unclean fucking overalls on. Standing there. He doesn't even touch Randy Orton. He stands there fucking smiling sadistically. And then Bray Wyatt turns it into his sister Abigail, 1, 2, 3. Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper embrace. They shake hands. They hug. They walk up the ramp. Follow the buzzards. It's over. So what happens from here? Is it a one and done? Are we going to see something build towards Survivor Series? Are we going to see the Wyatt family 2.0 versus Randy Orton's team at Survivor Series? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but that's not the way the pay-per-view should have ended. The pay-per-view should have ended with what we seen with The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. WWE, again, fucked up the match placement. Things could have been done better tonight, but all in all, it was a thumbs-up show. AJ, Cena, Ambrose, Miz, and Ziggler made this a must-see show. Both matches delivered exponentially tonight, man. Unbelievable 2 matches. Everything else in between, you know, it's typical WWE, man. It happened. Nobody really cared about it. It is what it is. But those 2 matches, I urge you to go out and watch. Great stories told in both matches. The crowd was hot for both. Everything was just made to feel out of this world important, and you got to give WWE props on that. They did a great job, not only with the build for the WWE Championship, they're making Raw's main event look amateur, like Amateur Hour, and the IC title, man, it's back to being relevant again based on something so simple. Ziggler and Miz nailed it. They nailed it out of the fucking park, and I'm happy for both guys, man. Fucking unbelievable. SmackDown is building stars. Monday Night Raw is burying them. That's my review. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. If you missed Off the Script this weekend, man, I'll leave you links down below and in the video, man. Check out my podcast, man, Off the Script. Parts 1, 2, and 3. We talk about TNA, Brock Lesnar, and Goldberg. We talk about No Mercy leading up to tonight's pay-per-view. If you missed my WWE 2K16 video, match number 5 with Chris Danger and Mr. 9 to 5, my creative character, going against Dank Ops, creative character, best of 7 series. Everything you guys need is down below. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. If you want reviews and opinions like this all week long about WWE. And finally, if you guys want your t-shirts, man, get off my TV. 4 versions, barbershopwindow.com. Type in Off the Script in the search bar on the homepage and you'll be taken to my online shop. That is my official partner right here for merchandise, man. I'm JD. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys all right back here for Monday Night Raw review. Talk to you guys later.